Hey, Chad, Dennis Spider. Hey, thanks for calling this morning. I'm going to run you through a couple of quick things here. So, this is our estimating. It looks like, feels like Excel, but it's not. It's our own little estimating. It's called Estimating Basic because we have two other versions of it. But remember, I asked you how you do your framing. So here's a sample of what you could do. So this is what we call an assembly. This is an 8 foot tall exterior wall, 16-inch on centers with 2x4s, okay, with sheeting. All I enter in here is I can enter any number I want. Let's just say I'm going to do 250 linear feet is what my takeoff is. I recalculate this. And now what I do is it says that for every foot here, I need 1.1 foot here and I need 2.2 foot here. So I got some waste built into this. That's how many studs I need. I need that many nails for every foot. I need that much hour of a frame. So what is that like? I can't figure that out in my head. About 10 minutes maybe. I need that portion of a roll. That many staples. I mean, this gets right down to the nitty gritty. Square foot of painting, etc. All this is priced. All these formulas are in here, and you can see the formulas over here. Usually I hide those. And these are my costs that I have in my database. And then it's just going to take this 250 times this 1.1. It's going to come out with this 275 quantity times this 30 cents. Is going to give me 82 cents for the whatever that is, those 2x4s, and 165 for those, and 4 7 for that. $29 worth of nails, $733 for labor. Anyway, puts this all together, and now you have your estimate for the framing. And so I got to switch to companies because I have multiple demo companies. That's the only company I had a framing estimate in. So I want to go back to my other one here. So I'm going to follow that concept through one more time. Open this up here real quick. And I got a concrete job here. So the concept's the same. The parts are different. So 6-inch slab on grade. Takeoff quantity is 25,000 square feet. These are the components that make up a concrete slab, and the proportions, if you want to call it that, or the recipe for a square yard or square foot. Actually, I did here. These are the costs for each of those components. This is the extended quantity. This is the extended cost for each one of those, and then I come up with the total price. Pretty similar. And you build these yourself. You basically can import the parts from Excel pretty easily, so your parts can go in there quickly. And then it's putting these assemblies together is just saying, hey, if I go, let me just go to this assembly here. And this is 6-inch on slab on grade. So these are the components. If I need to create an 8-inch slab, I literally will come in here and copy this, paste it back in. Oops. I guess I didn't copy it. Hang on a second. Copy, new, paste. And if I want this to be an 8-inch, I'm just going to say 8-inch. And I'm not going to get my calculator out, but as you know, some of these components are going to change in here, and some of these formulas were changed. So basically, you go and change formulas, and now you have a slab for a formula and assembly for 8-inch, and then you need a 4-inch. Same thing. Basically, you just change these formulas over here, and you're ready to go. So anyway, pretty simple on the estimating, but here's why people like it. So I've done this takeoff. I know what I need to have. I know I need to buy some materials, and so I identify who I'm going to buy these materials from. And I don't have a sub on here, but if I had a subcontractor on here, I would just come up here and say export, and I can now go print those purchase orders to buy that material, so I have the commitments locked into the job, or I could go print the subcontracts to send to my subcontractors. For that, I think you said half of your work was subcontracted. So that's estimating in a nutshell. So the core system comes with general ledger, all of your accounting reports, your financial statements, accounts receivable, includes progress billings, or what I call one-time billings, all of your agings, accounts payable. We have payroll. I don't know if you do certified. You said you did schoolwork, so I'm not sure that they're certified uh, payrolls or not. But if you need to do that, it does create that. Project management is the really strength of this system. So change order management, purchase orders, subcontracts, cost to complete analysis. Um, and not sure if you need this. We didn't talk about it, but RFIs, transmittals, submittals, daily field reports, punch list is in there. So all these are in the core except for those RFIs, which is immaterial dollar-wise, but that's an add-on. Estimating we talked about, and then we do have scheduling. And I'm not sure how you schedule today, but our scheduling is pretty simple to use. So I'm going to pull up a job that's here. Obviously, every job's a little different, but these are the tasks that have to be performed, and we use just numbers to make it easier. So whenever I type in 100, I'm going to get permits. And 1900 just types in mobilizations. I don't type in the words, I just type in the numbers, and it fills this in. And then here's the hard part, obviously. You need to determine how many days each one of those tasks is going to take. And then the next decision needs to be, am I doing this, or is a sub doing this, or is it just a material ordering item because it's a little separate on my schedule? And if it is a subcontractor, so I'm just going to go to the window item here. And if I say it's a sub, what sub is, and then I would enter the sub that's going to do that, because now I can notify him when his work is coming due. So I'll go back to the grid here, and we just go through that for all the items on the job. And then you do get your Gantt chart. And, if things change, let's just say that you got the demo done a week early. I can just pull that back, and you'll see that everything that was dependent on this being done slid back with that. Or if this is going to take a week longer, I drag that out, and everything slides out with that. So the way you do that is, let's go to wall framing here. And so basically, I just say on the wall framing, I can't start the wall framing until this item is done, started, and finished. And if there's lead time, lag time, I can add that in there. And on this item, I can't start. Makes sense, by the way. I can't start the windows until the wall framing is done. And so you start building those dependencies, and then everything will work out on the schedule. Now, what's nice and what our clients like is that we can do something like this. I'll pull this up real quick, just a little sample. So once all those schedules are updated at the end of the week, you can now send this out, or email this out, or fax it out to your subcontractors. And it basically just tells your electrical subcontractor here that he's on our schedules, and these see the jobs that he needs to be on, and the items he needs to be doing next week or the next 2 weeks. And you normally would not do a schedule for more than a week or two out because, as you and I both know, things change pretty quickly in our business. And so now he has a calendar of things that he has to do. We have added to this thing a place for them to initial it or put a note exception where they can't be there, and then they fax those back to you. It saves a lot of phone calls and missed emails or missed messages or whatever. So that becomes a pretty nice piece of paper to manage those subcontractors. The other thing we do that you're probably doing by hand now is obviously the insurance on your subcontractors. We track all that, and we warn you when it's coming up. You can't write a check to a subcontractor that has expired insurance. But this one report really comes in handy, and I'm just going to pull up a sample one here. So what we call this is our subcontract audit, and so this is just for one job, job 27. It's for our electrical subcontractor, and this was his original contract when we started the job. It was $2,900. But somewhere during the job, we gave him change order number 1. He signed it, and we signed it, and so his new contract is now $3,400. We sent him change order number 2, and since it's sitting here under the open section, which means we've sent it to him, but he has not returned it yet. And so you know what? Maybe I don't remember what this is, so I can double click this, and it'll take me right back to what this is. And oh yeah, it was upgrading lighting, and then I'll look up here. There's a paper clip. What does that mean? There's a copy of the plans that we attached to it, or the scope, or a picture of the lighting fixture that the owner wanted, or whatever it is. but you can attach any kind of document here, a Word document, Excel document, PDF, anything you can scan in. Emails can be dragged and dropped from your Outlook. So everything that goes on with this change order is documented here. So whoever picks it up midstream will have all of the documentation that you need. And that's a big difference between us and a lot of other programs. And then I'll just go to the last page here. These are the invoices that he sent to you. And again, I can just double click this and drill right back to the accounts payable record, and a nice little summary. So when that subcontractor calls, you could be asking you, say, hey, where's my money? And you can say, look, it's still sitting in payables. We'll get you out a check. Or if it's not sitting in payables, the check's probably been mailed and we can drill back. And the other thing is he may be calling in and saying, hey, Chad, where's my $1,850 for that extra work that I did? And you can look quickly here and say, Bill or whatever guy's name is, love to pay you, but you never signed a change order and returned it because it's still sitting here. And so have everything in front of you without having to get up from your desk and go through a whole bunch of paper files or go call somebody and ask them what the status is. One report kind of gets you anything you need to know about that subcontractor on that project. So I'm going to close this up. To give you a nice feel here is, as you're using the software, I use the menu only because I've been doing this for so long. I just can't change. Just the way I am, I guess. But, if you were using it, this is my project tab. And so if I want to look at a job, I want to look at subcontractors or create a new one, I just kind of double click these. Here's my submittals and my transmittals. Here's my 4 favorite job cost reports that I look at that I dragged and dropped here and I want to look at. And one big difference between Sage 100 and QuickBooks, let me just pull a job that's got some information in it. If I open up a job and I just click that job thing and I opened up job number 2, which I have a lot of data on, one of the nice things I can do here is, so when I'm on this job, if I go down the bottom here, I can see my budget for this job just by clicking there. I can see all the purchase orders that have been written for this job. I can see all the subcontracts that have been written for this job. I can see all the change orders that have been written for this job, but I'm not leaving this job screen. And if I want to see what I invoice and what I've been paid, or a real quick snapshot of where we are in this job, everything for this job is right here on one page. And so I'm not having to get out, go look at subcontracts. I'm not closing that out and then go look at purchase orders. Anything I need to know about this job is right here, either in these tabs or up here as an attachment or in here in the big note field. It's a big notepad about 90 pages long or something like that. So anything I need about that job, I just have to get to this one deal. I go to the job, I double click it, and I figure out what job do I want to look at. I can't remember the job number, so, you know what, it's a Michael residence. There I am. What was my budget for those items? Oh, there it is. And so bottom line is information's at your fingertips. You're not having to dig out files and papers. Anyway, try to keep these pretty short. That's kind of a snapshot. If you like it, shoot me an email back, and I'll do a quick proposal for you, give you some idea of what you're going to get yourself into, and some samples of some of the classes that we offer as well. Hey, Chad, have a great week. Thanks.